This is Prabhaker, specialist in diamonds fitting. Welcome to my channel. Greetings from India. Namaste. Today I will tell you the techniques how to engrave Navratna ring. Watch the video till end. I separated each and every box with the help of triangle shape graver. Now I fit Azonite. I remove 20 to 30% of gold with the help of pin. Now I check with the help of an eye loop. The grains are lifted from the surface of the gold onto the azonite. More grains will be lifted onto the azonite so that the azonite will not move. Now I press grains with the help of a tweezer. Now we fit the stones: azonite, blue sapphire, cat's eye, ruby and yellow sapphire. It's time to hammer the gold onto the stones. The pin and tweezer are used to hammer the gold. There should be no gap between the gold and the stones. Let us hammer gold towards the azonite. Now the gold moves towards the azonite to cover the gap. Let us check with the help of an eye loop. As it is a close fitting, the gold is covered on each and every stone. The pin will not touch the stones. There should be no scratch marks left on the stone. The pin is kept in a 70-degree angle to cover the gold. The pin is flat backside, sharp and soft front side. The pin is made with damaged grain tools and sharpen on the sharpening stone. When the gold covers on each and every stone, square boxes should be engraved. When we hammer gold towards the stone fits well and will not fall. When the stone fixes well, that is the final step of jewelry manufacture. First of all, we set the stones 7. The coral and pearl will set at last, because the coral and pearl may damage with graver. Let us tell about how to engrave square boxes in a Navratna ring. The graver is well polished on graver sharpening disc and well polished. You can engrave slowly. Engrave small pieces at the corner of the isonite to make a star look, so that the graver may not damage. You can remove small pieces of gold slowly to save the point of the graver, and a star like structure. Now hammer the gold towards the ruby. There should be no gap between the stone and the gold. Hold the pin in 70-degree angle. Comes at the corner. You can notice the four sides of the square box. The star like structure has came. The point of the graver is not damaged. Hence it is a diamond graver. The chances of damage of the point of the graver is very less. The stones may break when graver touches the stones, but the point of the graver will not break. It takes some time to polish a diamond graver on the graver sharpening disc. Now we can slowly move to the blue sapphire. Here I engrave, you notice that 3 or 4 times to make a star look at the corner of the blue sapphire. From the other side, on the other side, make another star, and there we should the gold engrave in equal parts to make a square box around the blue sapphire. See that the graver will not left over scratch marks on the stone. Let us engrave on the other side of the blue sapphire. Make a star-like structure from the two sides. We engrave so that the star-like structure comes there, and make slowly it as a square box. 3 sides is over, and the 4th side again a star like structure may be engraved by remove of small gold pieces. Now the structure of square box is nearer to complete. Now the square box for the blue sapphire is completed. We engraved a square box and it looks very shiny. Now you can move towards cat's eye. The same procedure we use here. Here I engrave one piece and two piece, like that 3 or 4 times. To save the point of the engraver, hence we remove or we engrave a tiny pieces of gold at the corners of the stone. On the both sides it is nearer to complete. On the 4 corners we remove same parts of gold. Now it is the 3rd corner. I engrave there is same structure comes and we make it a square box. What makes jewelry beautiful? The jewelry looks very beautiful when it shines, when engrave is done properly. When there is a shine, everybody likes that jewelry. Now I engrave the 4th side of the cat's eye. To make a square box around the cat's eye. The techniques that are used to engrave. We can polish the engraver very well. The point of the engraver should be sharp. As we watch, the engraver is flat as it is polished equally, so that there should be no problem while we engrave. And jewelry looks beautiful when it glitters. We can engrave as we like, but make it glitter, then only everybody likes the jewelry. If it will not glitters, then it looks like a scarf. It will not look like a new jewelry. Hence, the engraver should be polished well. It will be equally polished and engrave to make it shine. Now the square box of the ruby is nearer to complete. The 4 boxes which we engraved looks very beautiful, shines very beautiful. On the other side of the corner of the ruby, I make a star. I will check the method of engrave with high gloss. It will gives a clear performance, clear look how we engraved, and it can improve the process of engrave skills. We can engrave very soft. Our hands will not shake while we engrave. We can engrave gold very softly. So that the gold looks it takes the structure what is needed. It takes the shape what we need. And there should be no ups and downs when we engrave. Take straight forward one piece of gold, cut one piece of gold straight forwardly. Now I set 8 stones. It is the time to engrave coral. The same procedure here we follow. First, make a star at the corner. Engrave slowly. Here we look the 8 boxes. Each box is separated from one another. First of all, before setting, I used triangle shape graver to separate each box, and at final I engraved the sides of the boxes with the help of flat graver. Hence, the boxes are separated from one another. Now it is the third corner of the coral. I make a star there, and then square box from the other side. Also, I use the same method. I used to make a star, and then and make it a square box around the stone. After coral, at last the pearl will be set and then engraved. Here I remove the gold around the coral. See that there should be no scratch marks left over on the stone. Let us see how to engrave. Here I remove some gold from the sides of the cat's eye. A tiny hair width of gold I engraved here from blue sapphire and hazelnut to make the square boxes look soft. See how the square boxes looks very soft. Here I engrave some gold with the square box of hazelnut and blue sapphire. The edges will look soft. This type of fitting is called to be a close fitting, where we can fit stones and hammer with the help of pin. The gold will be covered over to the stones, and there should be no gap between the gold and the stones. And then we start engrave around the stones. With the help of pin and with the help of a tweezer, we hammer gold towards the stones. Hair width like gold from the edges of the square boxes to make the square boxes a soft look. Here also at the square box of the blue sapphire. The edges are the sharp, the square box edges. On the edges we can remove or we can engrave a small thread like gold, so that the edges are not sharp, to make the edges a soft look. I remove here the sides of the square boxes of a cat's eye. And I engrave the square boxes of yellow sapphire. I engrave here the sides of the square boxes of the yellow sapphire. It is a Ceylon yellow sapphire. And now I engrave the square boxes of the cat's eye. I engrave the sides. Hair width like gold is engraved on the edges of the square boxes to make the edges of the square boxes look soft. A thin thread like gold is engraved on the edges of square box of yellow sapphire. Now the square box looks soft. Just check the method of engrave with an eye loop. It gives a clear look how we engraved. Now I engrave a clear star at the corner of the ruby. I engrave a star at the corner of the ruby. Let us move towards the corner and engrave a star there. Now it gives clear look. Now I want to separate the boxes of natural blue sapphire and ruby. Now I use a pin which is made in a triangle shape on the sharpening stone. Here we can look and we can make a line between blue sapphire and ruby. Engrave with the help of triangle shape pin to give a clear look and to engrave the sides of the square boxes of natural ruby and blue sapphire. Now I separated the square box from each other. I engrave the sides of blue sapphire. Once again, here I want to engrave the square box of ruby and blue sapphire. Now I separated the boxes of blue sapphire and ruby. It is the time to fit a diamond. Let us see how to fit a diamond. Here I remove 30 to 40% of gold from that. To fit the diamond. The pin is sharpen and the sharpening stone, so that it is useful to cut the gold. What is the shape we want? Let us see how to fit a diamond. I used simple hand tools to fit a diamond. I place a diamond and check whether it fits or not. Once again, I remove gold from that. It is a Navratna ring. Astrological ring. I clear the surface of the gold, so that when we fit a diamond and hammer the gold towards the diamond, the gold covers onto the diamond and diamond will not fall. Here we look, the surface of the gold is cleared with the help of pin. When we fix the diamond, it is the gold that only covers on the diamond. If you doesn't clear the surface of the gold, then there may be a chance of diamond to fall, because the gold may not cover properly. Hence, it is important to clear the surface of the gold with the help of pin. I checked with the help of eye loop. I cleared the surface once again I fix the diamond now. Now I fit the diamond. I hammered gold towards the diamond with the help of a pin and a tweezer. There is no gap between the diamond and the gold. Let us see how to engrave. The same procedure here we follow. We made a star at the corner of the diamond with the help of graver. On the other side also we want to make a star. Just I fit the diamond. Now I want to engrave the coral. Here I fit the coral and star is engraved at the corner of the coral. To make a square box, here I engrave 3 or 4 times so that the point of the graver will not damage. While we make a star, and at the other side of the coral, once again the same procedure we follow here. Now it is the square box we have to do around the coral. Let us see how to engrave the square box around the coral. The two sides is over. On the third corner, with the help of graver, I make a star. As we told, to save the point of the graver. Hence, engrave the gold 3 or 4 times slowly, so that the star comes automatically at the corner, and make it a square box around the coral. Now I want to give a clear look of a square box around the coral. Hence I engraved around the coral once again. The square box looks shining and glitters. Now the square box of coral is over. I fit the pearl and I want to engrave stars at the corners of the pearl. Engrave 3 or 4 times to save the point of the graver, and see that there should be no scratch marks left on the stone. At the 4 sides, the square boxes are made. Here at the corner, I made a star. The graver will not touch the pearl. Now it is the fourth corner of the pearl. I want to make a star and make a square box around the pearl. Here we can look how the square box is made. I engrave the corners of the ring to make the corners soft, so that there is no problem to engrave. Now I engrave the sides of the square boxes. On the other side also, same procedure should be done. I engrave sides of the ring from pearl towards the emerald. Now move to the other side. Let us engrave the sides of the ring from emerald, yellow sapphire, and towards the cat's eye. Let us engrave a hair width like gold from the edges of the square boxes, so that the square boxes look soft. Let us move from coral towards pearl, and from pearl, diamond, and towards emerald. On every square boxes on the edges we should engrave, so that the gold shines. A hair width like gold is engraved on the edges. As we notice that on every square box we remove the sutram to make the gold shine. Let us see, the graver will not left scratch marks on the stones. Now I remove a thin thread width of gold on the square boxes edges of diamond and pearl. to make the boxes shine. On the edges of the square boxes, a thin thread width of gold is engraved to make the square boxes shine. The edges becomes a shine. It is the final work to make the ring shine. Now towards the diamond. Now from hazelnut, coral and pearl. On each hand, every square box edges. We make it shine. Make them glitter. Make them soft. Now the total ring is completed. I am Prabhaker, specialist in diamonds fitting and jewellery manufacturer. Let us give a look how we engrave and fit the stones. With the help of a triangle shaped graver. First, we make separated each and every box. Then we fit 7 stones except coral and pearl that can fit at last. And then hammer the gold towards the stones. Engrave square boxes. Engrave sides of the square boxes. And then engrave edges, sutram, hair width of gold. On the square boxes. I think you enjoyed my videos. If you like, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.